Welcome to Allied Power Group. My name is Alex Nordine, and I am the General Manager of the Mills Road facility, where safety is more than a priority, it's a principle. We are the largest privately owned industrial gas turbine repair facility in the U.S. with 102,000 square feet under roof and 135 employees. Our services include component repairs, field service, rotor repair, fuel nozzle repairs, and capital component manufacturing. We are ISO 9001 registered. Come with me and let's take a tour. The first step in our process is ship and receiving. Here we identify every component with an individual job number and location number so that throughout the lifetime of the part, we have traceability. We can mark them with dot peen or with laser marking. For components that are more difficult to mark with a dot peen machine, we also have a fiber laser to mark the individual job number and location. For many of the product that is repaired at Allied Power Group, our next step in the process is airflow. Here we perform an incoming, an in-process, and a final airflow on the components. We are able to do first and second stage buckets, first stage nozzles, and also combustion liners. Affectionately known as Big Blue, the next step in our process is abrasive blast. Here we utilize 60 grit aluminum oxide to remove TBC coatings, and we utilize 120 grit aluminum oxide for preparation for inspection. In inspection, our next operations, here we perform fluorescent penetrant inspection on our rotating parts. We perform red dye on our stationary parts. We perform mag particle inspection on our compressor diaphragms and rotor components. We also perform UT wall thickness and eddy current coating thickness inspections in this area. Allied Power Group has an in-house metallurgical lab where we can evaluate coatings, repairs, life assessment, and failure analysis. Includes cold mounting, hot mounting, polishing, cut-off saw, photomicrographs, video micrographs, hardness testing, bend testing, and pull testing. Allied Power Group has two 48 by 78 by 48 hot zone vacuum heat treat furnaces. These are utilized for pre-weld, post-weld, coating diffusion and age heat treatments, and also for braze cycles. We perform a bi-weekly hydrogen clean and a quarterly survey of all of our furnaces. Also, we load our buckets vertically in the rack in order to heat treat so that we avoid any distortion during the heat treat cycle. In the bucket cell, we use simulation discs to confirm that our repairs are correct. Here we check Z-notch interlock, squealer tip alignment, angel wing alignment, and also for shroud lift. We also perform welding with TIG and hot box depending on alloy type, Equiax, DS, or single crystal. In our coating cell, we have 3 coating booths, all HVF and air plasma capable. We provide Class B, Class C, high density PVC coatings, along with chrome carbide, stellite 6, and copper nickel indium coatings. All of our coating programs are qualified through our engineering staff. Our coating powder storage is temperature and humidity controlled. Our rotor shop is capable of handling frame 3 through frame 78 rotors. We have a 40-ton crane capacity. We have 3 horizontal balance machines, 5,000 pounds, 20,000 pounds, and 80,000 pounds capacity. Our vertical balance machine handles 9,000 pounds. Our machining center has 5 vertical boring mills with 64-inch to 144-inch capacities. We have 2 horizontal boring machines with 3-inch and 4-inch trucks. We have 3 CNC vertical milling centers with 5 axes capable with a 50 by 220 by 25-inch work envelope. We have 2 CNC lathes with 10-inch chucks and 30-inch swing radius. We have 5 engine lathes, 7-inch to 80-inch chuck, and 16-inch to 118-inch swing. We also have a plunge EDM and a rapid hole drill EDM. In our nozzle cell, we have the capability to repair frame 3 through frame 78 first through third stage nozzles. We also use case simulation fixtures to ensure there's no fit, form, or function issues in the field. For each set of components, the job folder is customized to make sure that all repairs required are documented and integrated into the router for a smooth transition of parts through the shop.
Hi, I'm Fred Price with the Allied Power Group. Today we're at the Fair Road location in Houston, Texas. We specialize here on fuel nozzles, combustion hardware, and some of the other repairs such as machining and things like that. Today we're going to take a look and show you what we got. One of the first things we're going to look at today is a set of frame 78 transitions. These have just returned from coating, so of course they're going to put the app brackets on, put them back in the fixture, retake final dims, make sure everything is going to form, fit, and function in the turbine. They'll record all that, and that'll all go into a final report for the customer to review. Another thing is, in a different step in the repair process, we have a set of frame 6 combustion liners. They are inspected, we've got with the customer, told them what all we want to repair, and now we're waiting for a release on the job. Every job goes through the same process of come in, get dimensions taken, take them apart, clean them up, and get with the customer before we proceed on the job. One of the things that goes with every job is a router. So just like I just said with the directions, those directions will be given to the shop floor and they'll be signed off on each step of the way. So we know who did what, when, and where, so we can keep up with it. The router that I picked up is currently for a frame 7E fuel nozzles, a fuel nozzle tip. These tips had a lot of wear on the outside, so they brought them over, they welded them up, remachined them, and now they'll go back for flow testing and final assembly. We do a ton of combustion hardware, fuel nozzles, flow sleeves. This set of flow sleeves here is out of a DLN1 frame 7EA. They're actually 1+. We do these things all day, every day. We go over and over and over and over and over. So just like the router that you saw over there, every job we have will have a router. It'll have directions for the shop, dimensional forms, everything that the shop guys need to make their job go and give us the information we need to compile inspection and final reports. Well, over here we've got a set of frame 78 first stage trial blocks. These guys are in the final repair stages. They're doing touch-ups, final repairs. They're going to run them through the fixture, take the pre-coat dimensions. That's going to allow us to know how much coating to put on them so that we can set the tip clearances in the turbine. For each set of stage of shrouds that we have, we'll have a fixture. These are the first stage. Second stage will have its own fixture, third stage will have its own fixture. And we'll do the same kind of processes, except for they would get a honeycomb or sometimes they get coating also. Over in the fuel nozzle shop, it is separated from the repair facility. We try and keep no grinding, no welding, no repairs in this facility. We don't want the dust in the air. We don't want the dust in our water tank. So this building has its own climate controlled. It's air conditioned, heated, just to keep it separate from the other building. You'll see a ton of different fuel nozzles in here. Some are very unique and different, and a lot of them we see the same ones over and over and over. For example, this is a set of Frame 7E dual fuel steam injection, and we'll have those in every configuration in here. We'll have steam injection, we'll have water injection, no injection, dual fuel, single fuel. It's just something we get every day. We'll see carts of them. When parts come in, a lot of times, or most of the time, what we do is we'll start with the incoming flow test at the air bench. We have Flow Systems flow bench. It has its own incandescent dryer on it with its own storage air tank so that we can make sure that we maintain proper flows and get good readings on them. Most incoming flows you'll see, sometimes they'll come in and they have a wide range of flows with spread issues in the turbines maybe. Sometimes they come in and they're pretty, they're perfect, they're right on the money, but you have to take them so that we know where and why maybe the turbine was having issues or something like that. We can help work it out with the customer. Over here we have a set of Frame 7 DLN, a set of Frame 7 DLN 1 Plus fuel nozzles. These just came in. They have done the incoming flow. Just like we spoke about earlier, every job that comes in gets a work scope, a router with instructions for the shop. So these have had the incoming flow, and now they're gonna get disassembled. Then they'll go through the cleaning process of the exterior sugar sand or glass bead as we call it, and then interior clean through the ultrasonic cleaner, which we'll look at in a second. And so this set is fixing to be torn apart. Here you have another set that's it has inspections complete. We're waiting on instructions from the customer. So we've inspected them. We've written all the dimensions and everything it takes. We get with the customer, and until the customer just tells us what we can do next, then we just hang tight. It's a process we go through on every job. We have a liquid flow bench. The liquid flow bench has its own water tank. We keep it totally separate. It's not on new water. It recirculates water, so it is important that we keep the water clean, and we have to change it out every so often. And that's one of the reasons we don't want this a dusty atmosphere. So we try and keep this somewhat of a clean room. Good example of what we do to the exterior. So the first set I showed you, they just came in, we did a flow test. This set has already had the exterior cleaned. This is a set of Frame 7 EA MNQC fuel nozzles, steam injected. And so now you can see the dirt that's in the inside of them and the grime buildup, and they'll go through the ultrasonic cleaner. And once we get the ultrasonic the bath done, then we'll take the borescope and we'll borescope the inside, and we'll continue that process until we get it clean enough or get all the grime out of it, until it passes the borescope. One of the things we spoke about earlier was fuel nozzles. So over here you'll see all stages and types of the E's. You've got dual fuels, single fuels, steam injected, water injected, a lot of unique fuel nozzles, but we get all kinds, and we see a ton of these. The ultrasonic cleaner is something that it's heated. It has I would say a soapy chemical in it that and it flushes through the nozzles over and over and over until it cleans out the insides. This is another set of fuel nozzles. This set has already been cleaned on the inside and outside, and soon they'll start assembling it, and then they'll do their final flows, and they'll be ready to ship that set. Last thing I would talk about in here, this is a set of DLN 1 Plus secondaries. We do a ton of these. We take them apart, replace the seals, replace the gaskets, do the flows, clean them up, repair the tips. It's something we do every day. We have a set here. We have a set there that's taken apart. It's a very common part for us, the EAs, the DLNs, the MNQCs, the standard fuel nozzles. All those are something we do every day, all day.
Thank you for visiting Allied Power Group. We appreciate you taking this tour with us today, and we look forward to working with you in the future.